Welcome back to Unwinding Roads. My name is Teddy. Today we're talking about the VTOMAN Jump 1800. Behind me is my 2022 Jeep Gladiator Eco Diesel. It's dirty, as you can see. It's actually loaded up. I'm getting ready for another trip. So make sure you subscribe if you want to be seeing that kind of content, and also the kind of content that helps you guys get the right gear for your adventures. In this case, no beating around the bush. This is a power station that will run your diesel heater. It'll run a small heater like this. That's actually why it's here. I was testing it. It will run your fridge. It'll run a heated blanket. What else would you want to run out there? A coffee machine. It'll do that as well. When VTOMAN originally reached out for me to review one of their products, I had said, I'd love to work with you guys. Your products look good, but I need something that will at least last me 3 days on the trail. So if you're anything like me, you're running a fridge, want to get your diesel heater going, this is going to meet those specs. It's not perfect. I'm going to go over some of the things I don't like about it, but let's jump into it. The VTOMAN Jump 1800 is a 1800 watt battery pack. It is a 1548 watt hour battery pack with a peak of 3600 watts. Just for fun, I hooked up my shop vac to it while running my little heater on high, and I was pulling anywhere from 1000 to 1100 watts, and this thing did say it was going to run it for about an hour and a half, so it's pretty accurate. I just vacuumed the inside of my truck. It dropped it maybe 10%. For charging it back up, I just plugged it into the wall and it was pulling in just over 300 watts, so you're looking at about a 5-hour charge. VTOMAN also sells solar panels, and they have a 400 watt solar panel, so you could hook that up to this thing, and they say it'll charge it in about 5 hours of sunlight, which is mind-boggling, because this, for what most of us need it for, to be able to charge it in 5 hours, it'll probably last you about 4 or 5 days. It comes with two 12-volt inputs, two USB-C outputs, three USB-C-A outputs, well, 4 in total, one of them being a quick charge. You've got three 12-volt outputs, one of them being your cigarette lighter. The other two, I actually not quite sure what those ones are for. I've never seen an output that looks like that particular jack. And then you've got your three pure sine wave 110 volt plugs. Now, a super cool feature, which I don't see very many battery packs, even much more expensive battery packs, having, is this jumper cable plug. I feel like a weirdo talking to myself in my driveway. It's all good.
I saw the red light going.
So with an optional cable that VTOMAN sells, you could plug it into here and jumpstart your vehicle if you ever have to do that. Forgetting jumper cables might not be a thing anymore. You'd have to watch a previous video to get that joke. It does have the pass-through, so you can charge it while using it, which is a nice feature. So it'll run your fridge while you're charging it with solar power. Or if you have a DC plug-in, you can do that while charging your fridge, which is always nice. Excellent screen, gives you the information you want, nothing else to it. Oh yeah, let's talk about what comes in the box. Obviously it's the battery that comes in the box. A couple other goodies in here too. One of them being stickers. You know we all love stickers. So VTOMAN was kind enough to send us a bunch of stickers. Some of them look pretty cool. And you got this pack, which is gonna hold all your wires. So in this pouch, you've got your cigarette lighter DC plug to charge it. You've got a USB-C to USB-C cable. You've also got a USB-A to USB-C cable. And then you've got your brick for AC power for when you want to plug it into the wall. Really nice, comes in this little pouch. Nicely organized. Now let's quickly go over the things I don't like about it. One of them could be a deal breaker. This handle, it is removable, but you still have these lips, which means stacking things on top of this is not gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen. I looked underneath to see if maybe it had some sort of indent or something so that you could stack these up, and the answer was no, you don't. So stacking, not a thing, which is really too bad. I think that's very important for when you're loading up a rig. Other things you're gonna find is there's no cover for the cigarette plug. You could probably find one on Amazon for cheap. There's no app to check on things. Is that a big deal? For me personally, no. All the batteries that I have that do have the app, I don't use the app ever. It is 38 pounds. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. If 38 pounds is heavy to you, that would be a bad thing. I think 38 pounds is absolutely fine for what you're getting. It does have this nice light back here, a couple different settings for it. Those lights always come in handy. It does not have cell phone charger on top, the wireless chargers that you just put on top. It does not have that. Again, not a big deal. It does have this little tray where you could put stuff. It does come with a 2-year warranty, but it's also good for 3,000 charges, which is wild. So you're looking at about 10 years, and that would be charging it almost every day, which is wild. You're getting a great value with this setup. Okay, let's talk about what we're actually going to be using it for. I'm assuming you're all in the same boat as me. You want to be running your fridge, your heated blanket, your diesel heater, you know, charge devices, cell phones, you know, for your mapping or whatever the case may be. It's going to be able to do all of that. This little heater, it'll run this little heater for about 10 hours. I'm not sleeping for 10 hours. I'll be, you know, between the fridge and the heater, I'll be good for a full day just on that. And then would have to charge it back up during the day if I'm driving, or with solar panels if I'm camped out. If I'm not using this heater, if I have a diesel heater, I do have a diesel heater, you should have a diesel heater too, especially for the price of diesel heaters these days. This will run the diesel heater. Well, I didn't test it fully charged. I tested it at 80% battery, and it'll run it for about 70 hours. Now, if you're sleeping for 70 hours, good on you. I wish I was able to do that. So you're looking at about a week of running your diesel heater. Running the fridge and the diesel heater, which is probably going to be the more common thing, you're looking at about, I'd say 4 to 5 full days and nights of running the diesel heater at night and running your fridge 24/7. Heated blanket, it will run your heated blanket for about 10 hours. Depending on your heated blanket, perhaps more. I think my heated blanket uses quite a bit of power, and it's not very efficient. I'm sure there's better ones on the market. The size of it is phenomenal. It's the perfect size. It'll fit pretty much anywhere. It will have to be in your vehicle. There's nothing covering this. This is not an outside one. You'd have to store it in your vehicle and run the cables outside of it, or put it in a weatherproof box. So I'm gonna keep this one short and sweet. Out of 10, I'm going to give this product a 7.5. It loses 2 points for not being stackable. You know what? I take it back. It's gonna lose 1 point for that, because you can also get, which I forgot to mention, you can get an expansion pack for this, which is gonna give you over 3,000 watt hours. And this will stack on top of the expansion pack. So the expansion pack won't go on top of this, but this will go on top of the expansion pack. So maybe I'm being a little bit mean with taking the points off for not being stackable. So I apologize for that, VTOMAN. But let's rewind. Now that I put that into perspective, I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. It still loses a point in total for not having the cell phone charging and nothing covering the front up here. I would like to see some rubber plugs or something so that we could use these outside a little bit more, because that's really what we're using it for, is for outdoor adventures. But the idea that it's gonna last as long as it will, that's a big plus. I hope you guys enjoyed this review of the VTOMAN Jump 1800. If you're looking to get your own, I highly recommend. I think bang for your buck, this is probably the best option for that. Keep in mind the negative points that I had brought up. If those are deal breakers for you, then maybe there's another option. Maybe check their website. Maybe they have other options that would better suit you. Links are in the description. If you use the links, it does help me out, of course. And I really appreciate you guys doing that. Of course, it saves you a little bit of money as well. And it lets VTOMAN know that I wasn't a waste of their time. Please like and subscribe. See me get out on some adventures. I'm heading out in a couple of days. Until next time, go away, get lost, and unwind. Thank you.
Let's go! Life's